Welcome back, YouTube. We're picking up where we left off. We left off in the lighthouse in Desolation Point. We just took a nice 1 hour sleep in the bed to warm the character up. Now we're going to try to find a source of food out on this Desolation Point, so that we have the calories to start mapping the point. So I should have, memory serves, plenty of charcoal. In fact, I probably have way too much charcoal. I don't need 40 charcoal for what I'm about to do, but I have 40 charcoal. And yeah, it is still early morning, so our character is very easily made cold. It's just this is a scenario where it may make sense to do that. It'll make the character colder, but it means I'm less likely to fall through the ice when I'm doing my beachcombing here. Okay, an item. Scrap metal. Not necessarily good for the calories. Your tinder, we don't need tinder anymore. I do have enough coal that if we start hunting something and I kill it, I do have enough fuel to give us time to harvest it, as well as get our character warm. Last episode we picked up a bunch of coal on the way into the zone.
I need to drop some.
Well, we found a bunch of crafting materials. No food. And I haven't heard any wolves. Our character probably would have been well fed had I not missed my shot in the last episode at killing a wolf. But luckily for missing, I was scary enough apparently to get the wolf to run off, so we didn't take any real damage from facing the wolf that way. We're going to head up to Katie's Corner for the first time in this run attempt. Did go up here earlier in the very first run attempt, but that run attempt only lasted 1 episode because I died at the end of the episode about an hour in. So this run attempt is obviously, if you've watched it this long, you'll recognize we're now in episode 43. So this run attempt is obviously going better. Okay, so this is Katie's Corner. We've got a couple of bunnies here, so we might at least hunt up bunnies to feed our character and warm our character up. Could also gather off that deer. Survive the outdoors, pork and beans, can, deer.
I need a horse.
I'm not going to come up to this deer to harvest crow feathers, so I'm actually going to do the harvesting and cooking, because this is not a place where I'm going to think it's going to make sense to necessarily keep the deer around. Not bright enough to use the magnifying lens, so we use the old torch trick to conserve matches. Though, at this point, we might be deep enough into the run, as far as fire starting is concerned, that we're unlikely to use more than a match or two. So it's maybe not saving that much on the matches.
Fire's life out here.
Nope, there's fire starting 4. To be fair, with some guts in our pocket, it'll probably be easier to harvest, well, easier to attract wolves to kill. Yeah, we haven't warmed up quite enough to go rabbit hunting. Should be warm enough now to go rabbit hunting. Two bunnies.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Hey, where did those two go? There's the second one. I don't know, not sure the visibility here is good enough to map, so we might have to delay mapping a bit. Given the opportunity, I would like to map up here. Because we're going to have to come back. So if the weather improves while we finish this cooking and harvesting, we'll do a quick map session. Anything I'm spending a lot of time gathering resources we probably don't need or are not going to use, but such is the case when you're preparing for unfortunalities in the distant future. Okay, and we can try mapping. Doesn't, yeah, not high enough visibility conditions to map, sadly. So that means we'll have to come back up here again at some point. Gonna go ahead and cook some of our canned food. just because we have cooking 5, unless we can't get food poisoning from it. I'm gonna leave the cans and canned food here. So if we ever come back up here, we'll have cans at the ready. The closest place to put these guts and hides to cure is probably the lighthouse. We're going to head back over to the lighthouse. I think there's a way to billy goat down from here safely. That didn't look very safe. Neither do you. Okay, we're taking the long way. Even if there's a safe way down, I'm taking the long way. Don't want to accidentally end the run 43 episodes in from a bad billy goat. I suppose with the weather getting worse, from a visibility standpoint, the realm has also warmed up, so we're only down to -2 echelon here. And yeah, looks like I'll be able to get up here. More bunnies! I don't need food bad enough to kill more bunnies, though. At least not if I'm not setting a fire up for something else as well nearby. The visibility is improving, but it hasn't. I don't think it's improved enough I can start mapping it. Well, I say that, and maybe it has. Ah, darn. Missed the second one. First one didn't hit it in a spot where it killed it, so... as we explore, we'll find a dead wolf corpse at some point. Oh, actually, that would require me staying out and about long enough for him to die, so... maybe we won't find a dead wolf corpse. Hopefully find a dead wolf corpse, because otherwise I won't be able to find that arrow. And I would like that arrow back. It's useful for killing things like moose. Oop. Another wolf. Ah, missed. Again.
can't feel my hands.
Yeah, not much to say. We're just walking to drop off these guts and hides so we can save a little bit of carrying capacity. Yeah, one question I suppose I should be asking myself is, do I want to warm up with a fire after I drop these off? Or just staying inside for an extended period of time?
Too cold to think.
Because then that's gonna add questions about what we do with this fire. Well, it adds the question about
I'm
what we're
not
gonna do with this
sure
fire.
I can carry much more.
So we drop the 4 guts off. Drop the hides and the birch bark. We're obviously warm inside. How cold are we outside? Minus 15, minus 14?
So cold. Just want to lay down for a bit.
Gonna see by starting a fire to warm up if it is bright enough to do some mapping.
Come on. It worked.
So that should be 21 degrees, which, based on our earlier measurement of temperature, should be enough to get the character warm. It does look like we got good visibility, so we'll do a quick map session. Oh, we had a memento hit telling us about Katie's Corner, apparently, from earlier.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Sleep a quick hour, get some more fatigue back on our character, get our character hopefully a little bit more warm, and generate some work that we don't need, but always better to make it when you have it available. Okay, we're obviously not going to be warm away from this fire. Yeah, double echelon down. Very cold. Let's go see if that wolf is dead. And or if we can find a different one to hunt. Visibility is now much better than it was. Which is probably why our character is as cold as it is, because visibility to some degree is associated with temperature on Interloper. So the better visibility, often the colder it is, I find. Whereas the overcast days could be surprisingly warm given how cold they look. We have crows. Those are maybe those are crows under our, well, over our friendly wolf from earlier. Well, it's crows over a wolf. Over a corpse, just not necessarily over the corpse of our wolf. Unless it's a wolf eating a wolf, and then that's just weird. No, I got it here.
Can't feel my feet.
This is the corpse that everyone is paying attention to in the area, so this is the corpse we're interacting with. So I can see... I know the OBS Twitch stats are a little out of date, so if the viewer is still watching, I hope you're enjoying what you're watching. We're playing the long... Well, I'm playing the Long Dark right now. In my sort of Interloper run, seeing basically how much of the map I can map before my character's untimely demise. This is the second attempt. The first attempt didn't go super well. Only went for about an hour. This one is up in... what? With 42 parts, it's already up in the 21, 22-ish hour range. So this version is going a lot better than the very first attempt. Regardless of which we're on Twitch or YouTube, feel free to leave chat comments or stuff about how the game mechanics work. Sometimes being able to explain how things work is useful for learning how to remember them yourself, so I don't mind explaining to other people to help them understand, because in a way it helps me understand as well. And a little bit more of Desolation Point. We can tell from that quick map that the wolf did at least not die near where we are currently. Though there is a corpse over there. You, the wolves. Yes. So I can probably retrieve my arrow? Yes, got my arrow back. Okay, so we'll have to harvest him next. Depending on how much fuel's on the campfire, I may move the campfire. So as I could operate 2 campfires simultaneously, though that can be a little tedious sometimes. Okay, so 10 minutes left on those. Hour 30 on the thing. That at most is another hour 20, so this fire should be enough to finish cooking the rest of this meat. Looks like the wolf is going to go get another kill. Do I want to still that kill? I'm very tempted to try to steal that kill. If he did in fact get it. He didn't, I'm not going to steal it, obviously. Okay, crows aren't giving it away. Oh, no. There's the crows giving it away. So he did bring it down. Which presumably means he's still on it. And use the bow to threaten him to get him to leave. Take it off the edge there. Maybe. That might explain why the crows are a bit lower than normal. Though I don't hear him growling, so maybe this is just a human corpse I missed earlier? Oh, there's the growls. Okay, by stealing it, I technically don't need to harvest it right now. Because it'll be there for a day or two. How sprinty is our character? Let's try to get back to that fire before the meat burns. So this episode will probably go a little long, because I'm thinking I'm at least going to want to finish harvesting these three carcasses, before I have the character, or before I have the part end. That'll probably take more than 2 minutes. Hopefully it'll take more than 12. I'm trying to keep these between 30 to 40 minutes. Grabbing these right before they burn. Okay, so now we probably don't have enough time to finish cooking all these on the first fire, but that's fine. Gonna make a second fire anyway. Yeah, hopefully with these three corpses we've got enough food out here in Desolation Point to complete the mapping in Desolation Point, and maybe even complete the
That did it.
crafting of our bear coat. We can find some daylight hours to do that crafting when we're not busy hunting things. This is not the right animation. I gave you a knife. Okay? Slight animation glitch there, but should be fine. 29 minutes on that meat. Do we have enough time to finish cooking the rest of the meat on the other one? That's what we're about to find out. Oh, yes. Just enough time.
I need to find a place to rest.
which is a little tired, which is why we're taking so much. Well, we're moving around so slow, I suppose. We'll take off its hide. Which, to be fair, because we're gonna have 2 bear coats soon, is probably actually the lowest value item on the wolf at this point. Okay, let's make sure that the venison meat does not burn over here. Hasn't, good. We'll take as much fuel out of it so we don't waste the fuel. Yeah, I suppose the hunting of those 2 deer and the 1 wolf has pretty much taken the entire in-game day. Again, I'm getting the no tool animation harvesting instead of the using the knife for whatever reason.
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
Actually, before people the torches out of here, let's disassemble the really bad ones. Save a little bit of carrying capacity.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
That's fine. We're going to leave all the meat in a pile, and we're going to walk the guts over to the deer, the last deer. We're going to harvest that one. And then we're going to walk all the guts into the lighthouse and call it an episode and give you, our intrepid Will of the Long Dark, a nice, well-deserved, long 10-hour rest. Okay. We got meat. Okay, that's what we got. Okay, so, and then we wander over to the next corpse. Yep, so this has been, as far as food gathering, this has been a very productive episode. Because we basically got 2 deer worth of meat and 1 wolf. And this is also, in this episode, also got the deer carcass up at Katie's Corner, which is more crafting stuff than food. And a couple rabbits worth of meat. We got a little bit of mapping done as well. There's the wolf we haven't killed yet. Get a little sprint in to get us there a little quicker.
So drained.
Because we got plenty of calories. The only real cost to sprinting at this point, if we got plenty of calories, is fatigue.
Come on. That's done.
Lighting 2 pieces of coal in the fire. Maybe heavy. Yeah, I got a lot of water on me, but it's not a lot of water. Still go ahead and make more water though. Always better to have too much water and have to leave it behind than not enough water and be thirsty.
All this gear is slowing me down.
Whoops. Yeah, that'll be fine. Don't cook the little one to start with, leave that for the last bit. Okay, with that we'll have all the goodies, crafting-wise, off of this deer. Just a little bit of cooking. And we'll be good to go into the lighthouse. And what is effectively a very productive day in the game. Nope. Not good enough conditions to map. This is probably not flat enough to bedroll. Oop, got the spot there. There we go. Memory serves, they should not burn in 1 hour, not in a pot. They might burn 1 hour in a pot. Haven't tested that. I know cooking in the pots makes them cook faster. But how much faster, I'm not sure. Leaving another hour. Get the next batch done. And the last one's only going to take like 8 minutes. So that's all the sleeper character gets before getting to the lighthouse. We'll take one more attempt, see if we can map. Nope, visibility is still too low. Eat 90 scrap. Assuming. Yep, good, so there we go. Eat that, drink the water. And yeah, this is going to be a slightly extra long episode. I will officially end this episode with getting our character into the lighthouse, so it's going to be a little overtime.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
Yeah, we got a nice 10-hour rest coming up in your near future. Again, the only cost of sprinting is fatigue and calories. One of those we have a bunch of, and the other one we're about to go get 10 hours of, so to get there a little bit faster, I don't mind sprinting right now. In other situations, this is why you maybe haven't seen me sprinting as much in other parts of the series, is I either don't have the fatigue or don't have the calories I want to waste. And for a lot of it, it's probably been the calories, because I've been trying to be conservative in how I use my calories. Whereas at this point, I've got cooking 5. The local area I'm going to be in, because I've just killed a bunch of stuff, has got plenty of calories. So the only reason not to necessarily would be to not run out of fatigue. So I'm going to go ahead and get in here. I'm going to go put our character to bed, and if you're watching on YouTube, that'll be the end of the video. Don't worry, there'll be another one up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break. I'm not going to take the stream down. I'm just going to mute the mic to go grab my cup of tea I started earlier. And turn the AC on, because it's getting a bit hot in my apartment. But I'll be back within like a minute or two. So don't go anywhere if you're enjoying the stream. The stream will continue. So catch you tomorrow on YouTube.